To use anything else. So it's manually building this, which is stupid. It can easily just run a command, but that's fine. So the only things you need when using Cursor is your agent chat box, your terminal problems as well, and then your files and folders. This is irrelevant right now. I need to do npm install. I think I can do it now, maybe. Let's get rid of that. Just close out everything. Okay, so it's just building pages now, whatever it is. Let's just stop that. We don't need that much. This is for a this Next.js app whole phaser name. So remove all those extra files I didn't ask you to add, and start installing Phaser 3. So I don't know what it was doing here. It just started building out a whole web page with heroes and features and whatever. So we're going to remove all of that. I had to stop it because it would have just kept going. It's deleting the page. No, it's all good. Okay, so basically it's setting up the environment to use Phaser. Now, it's up to you guys what game engine you use, but if you're going to be using Cursor or any AI agent to code, and Group B will let you do that, then Phaser is probably the easiest one to use. But at the same time, there are engines like Godot and Unity and all that sort of stuff. They already have a lot of pre-built gaming stuff inside it that you could probably leverage as well. But they all cost money too. So essentially, Phaser is just the best when coding because you don't have to use anything except for Cursor to build. Obviously, sprites are required. But even then, Phaser has pre-built sprites. So you can do an MVP really quickly with Phaser. And then if it's something that you like and something that you want to continue building out, you can. So I've done my npm install. I'm doing it a second time because we've done Phaser now. And we're in, let's do npm run dev. So it should just have built an environment. It crashed. Let's start again. All right, let's just leave it at that for now. So this folder can go. This folder can go. We have our next folder for Next.js. We have our modules, which is required with npm install. We have our page, which is importing Phaser. Okay, so basically we have everything we need. Ignore this error. It's a configuration on my laptop that I haven't fixed. So what we're going to do now is like a simple, what game should I build? So we can vibe code anything at this point. Let's just do like a simple Pong game. Build me a simple Pong game. that is multiplayer with queuing, lobby for matchmaking, actually build me a simple single player Pong game versus a computer. So for now, let's just build out the game. I'm going to build a competitive Pong game today with a simple multiplayer server, and you guys can see how easy it is to deploy a multiplayer game, like within minutes. So it knows what Pong is, and this prompt is really simple, right? Just build me a simple single player Pong game versus a computer. It's going to build the entire thing out in Phaser. It's just slow because I think it's going to do the whole thing in this one page. Yeah. So it just wrote 222 lines, which is fine. So no assets needed. Essentially, it's gone ahead and done the scoring, and it's likely drawn in the size for the Pong. Cool. So now let's just do npm install again to make sure we've got everything we need. Yep. And let's do npm run dev. And that didn't work. So I can just add the error here, add to chat, and say, why can't I run my dev server? And it's now going to fix it because it didn't set it up properly, I think, to use Phaser. And it's going to update my package. So when it updates package.json, that means you need to do npm install, because it's installed new dependencies that you need to install into your node modules in order to run your website. So now we're going to do npm run dev. Let me zoom in. Sorry, guys. Is that better? Okay, so we've got an error here on the page. I'm just going to copy, like I said, ignore this one. I'm going to copy this, paste it in. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to paste it in, press enter, and it will fix it. So it still hasn't fixed it yet. It's just reading. All right, done, fixed. So now we've got a local server running. I can go to localhost 3000, and it's compiling the web page here. Once this is compiled success, it will be ready to run. Okay, so this is our Pong game. We have one issue down here. Can't click on it. So the controls is lagging. I'm not even doing anything right now. It's not good. Okay, so it's running slow. I would probably say that's my laptop, but let's try again. No. Oh, actually, never mind. So that's the computer. This is me. It's using arrow keys. So, I mean, this is like the first video game ever created. Cool. I mean, we know what's going to happen. Somehow the computer is quite good at this. I don't think I'm going to be able to beat him. Yeah, impossible to win. So before we get into the integration, I want to make this a bit more spicier. Can you overhaul this game and modernize it? Make it a cyberpunk electronic theme. Maybe add a couple of random power-ups and debuffs. So we're just going to spice it up, make it a bit more exciting than what it is now, and then we'll just do that. So I can't even lose. Okay, so I should have tested that before. So it's writing a bunch of code now, which is great. Scene Pong. So we haven't actually built a scene for it yet. I think it's going to do that next. So it's added in multi-ball, slow motion, size decrease, speed penalty, speed boost, size increase. I don't think it's going to get it right the first time, but could be fun if it did. It's added more colors in there. I guarantee you the colors are going to be electric purple and electric blue, as they always are. It's got TypeScript error here. I think it just needs to import whatever that is or create a types file. So there's 21 errors, but it's still building. Sometimes it builds preemptively, knowing what it will build right later. It will kind of write stuff in and fix it as it goes. Although this I don't think is, oh yeah, never mind. Oh, it did not. Fix the enter errors. So it's strange that it's building everything in the same page. That's not how Phaser works. I don't think it's using Phaser right now or using it properly, but we'll see. So it's slowly fixing these errors. So there's 21 to start with, it's down to 13. Let's see how it handles this one. There you go. Just need to rewrite it. Actually, we're not going to do multiplayer. I would say multiplayer should be against our ethos right now because multiplayer requires 2 people to join a game, but we live in a world or an ecosystem where there's not that many people to play games, so people are unlikely going to be able to match with each other. Instead of multiplayer, we need to hit dopamine. So we need to give them a game that they want to play for at least an hour and halfway through that game, they want to be like, I want to put in $1 so I can get all the best power-ups and just finish it, is what we want to go for. So let me just, there we go. So this is what it's given me now. Not too cyberpunky, but it's an upgrade from what it was before. I can't get that power up, so it's gonna just keep dropping power ups that aren't actually reachable. Let's increase bulk speed. Power ups need to be collected at the panel, as right now I cannot reach them in the middle of the field. I think the idea was that the ball would hit the power up. That's really difficult. So even then, we got closer to this. Can the computer hit it? What a tease. And I can't even lose, so... also, the ball bounced behind my paddle, and no points were awarded to the competitor. You properly set up the win conditions. Terminology is good. If you can try and use words like win conditions, it will understand, oh, I need to actually set this up properly so that players can win. Okay, so it increased the ball speed. I still can't lose. Power-ups are still not obtainable. Okay. The power-ups are still too far ahead the panel, and I cannot claim them. So I think once we are able to get these power-ups and kind of see what it's built for us, we will look at doing a Solana integration. I think I also want to use my mouse to play it, so we'll do that too. Can I hit it? Oh. Can I lose? The first power up. Okay, so the power ups are now landing where we can claim them, I think. Yeah. Oh. So I'm going to do a screenshot of this. It's still just a bit too far out of reach. And we're still not losing. Okay, so I've asked it to debug because it's not, still not at our boarding points. No. My paddle size is bigger. Maybe there was a power up there. It wasn't. Still, oh my gosh. Yeah. Look at that. What? So annoying. Yeah. It did some updates. All of a sudden, there's 2 balls going on. Oh my god! Just like that. This is Cursor in a nutshell. So it's broken the boundaries, and I'm getting lots of points. The score is working, but the boundary is... So it technically did it, but only the top, only the left and right sides behind the paddle is boundaryless. The top and bottom needs boundaries so that the ball stays in the game. So once we have the basics done... What? Still not fixed. So at this point, it's just making so many mistakes. And this is common because how big is this file? We've already hit 648 lines, which isn't terrible, but it's trying to do the entire game in those lines. Let's fix these errors first. Top, ball bounces off the top. Left and right boundaries, no bouncing. Okay. So hopefully this works and we can just move on. Cool, let's test. We refresh. But that is not working. The ball is now stuck, bouncing at the bottom. Go ahead and do a chat log review as well as a code review. Let's fix this properly. You know how to build a long game. So one of the simplest games that could ever be built, it is struggling to do, unfortunately. But we'll get there. Yeah. This is the game. Oh, it went off screen there. I'm in. Okay, so it should now work when we refresh. Let's hope. Let us play. Bounce off. That's good. Bounce off. There we go. All right, we now have a game. Slow motion. Okay. Please change my controls to be my mouse instead of the arrow keys. I want to move my mouse up and down to move the paddle. This playing with arrow keys is done. And then I'll do one more change, and that's to speed up the ball every time it gets hit. So adding velocity. That's not a speed boost. Oh, it's for me. So what's happened is the power-ups. Okay. What is going on with that? Oh. All right. So we should now be able to use my mouse to play. All right, that's good. There's a little bit of lag, but that's all right. So I'm playing with my mouse. That's what I want. Now, on every time the paddle hits the ball, I want the ball to slightly increase its speed indefinitely. And this will be the last game change I make, and we'll start to do the Web3 stuff. Maybe 2 more game changes. So we've added velocity. And the reason why Phaser is so good is because this velocity is already built into Phaser. So you don't have to write the code to create velocity. It just imports that from the Phaser modules. Same with physics. All right. So the ball is just going to continue to get faster and faster as we play. I wonder how the computer is going to manage with it. I think the multi-ball is good if it was white, because then it doesn't deduct points, but you have to go for it just in case it's the correct ball. It's like a dud ball that is meant to trick you. Okay, so that's pretty cool. It's slowed down my paddle. This computer is unbeatable. It's perfectly following it. All right, let's See if I can lose, because I have a feeling it's not going to lose. There you go. Okay, so far really good. However, you added a boundary back in on the left and right, and now no one can win or lose. Please fix. All right, so once this is done, we have an MVP of the game. There's heaps more stuff we can do. We can add levels, high scores, we can add more power-ups, but for now, this is good enough. I don't like how it's implemented the boundary. It's just removed all boundaries and then added custom boundaries in the top and bottom. It's a bad choice. So we're going to undo. I don't like how it did that. So what it did, it said, I accidentally re-enabled world bounds, which is preventing scoring. Let me fix this by disabling the world bounds. So if that's not a good idea, that's like a workaround of a solution. So instead, we're going to say I undid your changes as it was done. Just make it so that when the ball hits the left or right side, it stops there, awards the points for the opponent, for the opposite player, and restarts in the center. Keep my boundaries. So the condition is different. Instead of it just removing all of the boundaries and adding bugs, which it did immediately, we're just going to make it so when the ball hits the end, it stops, points awarded, and it lands back in the middle again. Hopefully that works. Let's refresh. And I have to lose because you cannot beat this computer. All right, that's perfect. So we had obvious issues with what it was doing before. We took a different approach. And by doing that, we now have a working game. Cool. Great. Now, please make me a main menu using HTML. I want a play button, high scores button, and a mute button, plus add a Solana wallet connect button. Let's now go to ChatGPT. 2025. What is the latest Solana mobile wallet adapter that I can use for my websites? I am building a game for the Solana Seeker. Just to give us some context, it's going to look for the latest wallet adapter, which I guess is this. I'm going to also paste this into here. Building for the Seeker. Here is some results from ChatGPT. So the number one thing to remember, if you are going to build using Phaser, you need to use a HTML UI for everything. Phaser can make in-game UIs, but Phaser uses an absolute positioning system, which is really, really difficult to work with because it essentially cursor struggles to see what Phaser can do and vice versa. So the best way to use Phaser is you use a HTML UI and then you basically plug it in with the game. So it needs an event manager and all sorts of things for that to work, but it is the best way to do it and it will work every single time. It also lets you create other UIs. Rive is what we're using at the moment. Rive is really, really good so far. I'm building it with my Phaser game. It's just a UI builder, but it's built so that it's compatible with code. It's like Figma that is usable in a code base. So stop using Figma, start using Rive, and you'll be able to build beautiful UIs with it. Okay, so it's built the main menu, 376 lines. My laptop's a bit slow, so we just need to, it's heating up already. So we'll likely have the main menu on source. The wallet provider is required for the Web3 connection. So see this is a super easy one. In the use clients. So I think we can just delete that and that fixes all of those errors. Did not like the use client error. So as you can see, it's added to our package.json. That means we need to do an npm install. So we'll just stop the front end from running. We do npm install. This takes a little bit longer than normal because these adapters are very large modules. Some of these you may not even need. Like we only really need this one since we're building on the mobile, but it's just gone ahead and added everything, which is fine. So essentially, this is a single player game and we're going to have a high score. I'm not going to do anything with a high score today. I think we need to look at maybe a workshop for databasing and the best tools to use. I use Superbase. Superbase is the easiest thing to use for databasing purely because you can go in, open it up, create a project, go to SQL editor, and then you can go in here and say, write me an SQL query for my entire game so I can have high scores and player names and user logins. It will write that whole query for you. You copy, you paste it into here, and then you then say, create my API routes to connect to my database. And it will create a new folder called API. And each file it creates is a way to connect that event in your website to your database. So like save username, it will have an API route for that. Save the unit username, save high score, all that sort of stuff. And then it will also pull that data off the database as well. It is very, very easy to do. It can get complicated as you build out more, but there are ways to manage that as well. Again, we'll do databasing another time. while that's installing, what do I want to do? We'll leave it for now. Let's have a look at our main menu and see what it's done. So high scores, which is good. I asked it for that. My computer is slow, unfortunately. I need to format it. Solana Secret Edition. Yeah, that's cool. I'm fine with that. High scores. How to play. So this is the HTML UI. Essentially, it has to build the styling inside of the file. But it's fine because Cursor can manage that really easily. So this is all the styling for the subtitles, the wallet section, the wallet button. It looks like it's given its own styling, which is cool. I'm fine with that too. Yeah, the Solana node modules is always a really long time to install. All right, cool. And once my laptop catches up, let's check it out. All right, so we have that wallet button. Looks terrible. I hate that. It doesn't even work. Oh, it's loading. Hang on. We need to close that and we create a new window. It's still compiling. So I haven't actually used the Solana mobile wallet adapter in a while. So I don't even know what this error is, but we can fix it. So I told it that the wallet button looks like shit and it's going to update it. While we're here, we're going to copy this error. We're going to paste it, and once it's ready to move on, we put the error in, force it to read it. So what you can do as well when working with TypeScript, you open up all the files and then it will actually show you what page has the problem. So we can see here, when we double click this, we immediately saw the red mark. And if I was quick enough, we would have been able to see it. Good point as well, which is what I forgot to mention, is when you're building, build in DevNet. You don't have to go to mainnet. It doesn't have to cost you any money. You can test, you can get DevNet for free through any faucet online, or I can send you some if you need it. If you build on mainnet, you can do all your testing, all your transaction completely free. And then once you're ready, you just change it to mainnet and it will work perfectly. All right, so wallet adapter does not work. High scores, it's there. No action from the wallet adapter. Let me just sign into my wallet. No action. Nothing happens when I click on select wallets. Why? But I bet we can still play it. Yeah. Oh, right. Okay, so it created a custom box for the wallet adapter to click on. but it's broken. So I'm selecting wallet here. It's not showing up. When I go to play, it shows up here. So it's detected the wallets that I have installed. If I go Phantom, there you go. So it did work. It's just broken as shit. So we'll go back. Nothing happens when I click on select wallets, but when I click play game, it shows me the detected wallets at the top. You need to fix the bug, make the detected wallets modal/HTML UI that appears on top of the menu page. So the chat has now slowed down a lot, and there's not even that much context. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to stop. I'm going to copy this, cut it, create a new chat, conduct a high-level review of my directory. So I've created a new chat because the last chat was really slow. It had too much context. With this new chat, it's instant. Which is good. So now I have a bug with the connect wallets. And look at that. It's immediately going to fix it. So let's refresh. Perfect. It doesn't look good at all, but it's going to work. So I'm going to connect my main wallet because I'm a crazy man like that. And I can play. I could always play, but now my wallet's connected. So Solana is really cool. By default, it's going to cache the wallet address. Once we refresh, so my wallet is always going to be connected until I disconnect. But and that button works. What a shitty button. Okay, so currently we've got our wallet connect set up. We can play the game. We don't have high scores, and if we had music, we have a mute button which we can transfer into the game. What we want to do now is create a microtransaction. Let's create a micro. Actually, we need two things, but let's just do a microtransaction for now. Let's do it costs money to play because we're going to run out of time. Well, are you guys fine with continuing on a little bit longer? Yeah? Okay. All right. So we'll do a little bit longer. So what I want to do now is create a game over condition. When one of the players reaches 5 points, they will win the match. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a very, very basic core game loop. The plan here is to... What? Maybe it's already done it. So what's the win condition? All right, so it already has that. Let's see. So we need to lose 5 times to see if it game overs us. Okay. All right, cool. So what I want to do now is now create a small UI with two options. One, game over and start again. Two, pay 0.002 Sol to continue the match. It just stopped. Try that again. All right, so it's updating its own to-do list, which I love because I don't make to-do lists anymore. So we now have a condition that allows people to pay money to continue playing. The condition is crap because there's no reason for them to pay, but if you were to add more mechanics, if the computer was able to lose, getting to the high score would be perfect. So basically what we could do is you get 5 lives. If the computer gets 5 points, you will lose, but you could get infinite points. And so the high score will be how many points you can get. And so you now have that loop where you want to try and get as much points as you can. And once you lose those 5 lives, you can pay to continue with another 5 lives. And now you have this need for someone to be on high scores and continue playing. So we do also need to get a wallet for the fees to go to. Use this wallet address for game fees. You guys don't need to do this part when you're building the app, if that's what you're going to be doing. I will change it anyway, and I automatically set up a script so that you'll always get 50%. Cool, we don't care. So it's added in there for the transaction amount of 0.002. What we're also going to do is change to DevNet so we can see the transaction. It still will work whether or not you toggle it, but if you toggle it to DevNet, you'll be able to see the funds being subtracted, as long as we've also got it in the code. Also, please make sure we can see the Sol being subtracted from the wallets, subtracted in the transaction. It probably already has done this, but we can go back and test it. So I'm going to go to here. I'm going to refresh. I have DevNet Sol 27. It's all fake money, but it works on DevNet. So we can play, and we're going to lose. So the thing about this is that this computer cannot lose no matter what we do. It tracks the ball perfectly every single time. So perhaps we remove power-ups from the computer and we give more power-ups to the player that can maybe confuse the computer or something like that. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be easy to be able to beat. Meant to be losing. Sorry. Hey. See, this computer can't lose. So hopefully this works. Game over. We can start new game, or can we pay 0.002 Sol? We can. Confirm. Paid. We're starting again. So the transaction was complete, but our game started from the start. That's not what we want. So we just need to update it to say that we keep all of our points and the computer goes to 0. Okay, that works. Can you update the game state so that we will always keep our points when we purchase the continue, but the computer goes back to 0? Essentially, we are trying to get the highest score possible against the computer so we can go on the top of the leaderboard. The computer's points are technically life points, but that's just for context. You don't need to do anything with that. So I always communicate with Cursor, giving it the context of what you want to build and how you're building it, and your vision as well allows it to be part of your vision and build with you. If you just tell it chunks or little bits of what you're trying to do, it will try to assume and build something else so that it makes sense. Just share everything with Cursor, tell it what you're trying to do, tell it what you want, and it will be able to work with you. If you don't tell it everything, it will start to make assumptions and start building something that you don't want. So we're going to try this again. Let's have a look at TradBot and see if it has the Solana. Well, there's already some in there, so I don't know. But we know it's 1.99988. So the next one should bump it up to 2 Solana. We will select our wallet and we will play. Let's lose so that we can purchase and continue. It's not like we can win anyway. Okay, so again, we can pay. The problem is we can't test whether or not we keep our score because we can't score right now against this computer. Okay, great. Now, the computer right now is impossible to beat. How can we fix it so that the game is more fair, but without making the computer purposely lose? So the problem is, if I were to tell it, fix it so that the computer can lose, it will essentially just make it so the computer will purposely lose sometimes. And that's bullshit. We don't want that because you can game that, right? But we need to add some intelligence to the computer. So it's creating an AI essentially to play rather than it tracking the ball constantly. It's going to add some intelligence to our opponent, and the opponent now is going to have reaction times It's going to have to judge where the ball is going, stuff like that. And it did it almost instantly, which is pretty cool. So it made the AI fair without forcing losers. Okay, so it's thinking now. I don't like that because thinking means it's going to have a delay. But we don't have delay. We have instincts. So it's just added random shit in there to make it. I think, damn it. I think it's still probably going to be hard to beat, which is good. It's trying to do like trick shots and stuff. So we need to fix the velocity because the power-ups are changing the speed of the ball, which means that the ball isn't maintaining its speed. So it's not getting harder and harder to play. So the slow motion basically resets the velocity that we already had set. Yeah, it's still very much unbeatable. Yeah, that's bullshit. But you guys understand the point, right? So we've got a simple game. We've put in a microtransaction. We've created a core loop where the only purpose of this game is to get the highest score possible. And so people might play it for 10 minutes, might be like 2 points off the high score and say, screw it, I'll pay 0.002 Sol to get those extra 2 points and get number one, and then they'll close out the game. People do that all the time. And since it's not a lot of money, you've got an opportunity to just collect on tiny fees. And tiny fees add up. So let's check. Yeah. Okay, so the Solana is actually transferring. And I changed my wallet, so it's struggling. But the Solana worked. It transferred perfectly and went to that one. Simple, guys. Really, really simple. To add that transaction in, I had no problems at all. I don't know if it's going to work on mobile, but we can test that. So as well, if you want to test the mobile view, you press F12 or open the console, right-click inspect, we'll do it as well. And up here, you basically can select the view you want. You might want to refresh. In most cases, Next.js will build for mobile and squeeze everything into the screen. But even for the game, it has. This is better. Oh, I can beat the computer now. I'm still gonna lose. I still lost, but let's continue. This is what we want to test. I lost on purpose. All right. All right. All right, cool. So we're testing successfully. No, I didn't. Okay, so we need to fix that. A player can never win. Their score should be infinite. So we just got to get rid of that win condition completely from the player, but please ensure that the computer still wins at 5 points. We have to be specific there because it could have just deleted the win condition completely. So making sure we back ourselves up will make it so just the player can win infinitely. May as well just start the game. All right, so the computer's maybe too easy to beat, but that's fine because we're going for a high okay. All right, so I got to 5. It didn't say that I won, so it must have done some changes here. Yep. Let's try and continue. All right, we're on 6. All right, so now the score is infinite. Perhaps the computer is too easy now, but in console you can change to landscape pressing this button. And so it's tried to press everything in, but it doesn't work. But this is nice and clean now. So I think in browser, this game's probably too easy for the AI. But on mobile, I think it seems to be a little bit more challenging for me. So you just purposely lost then. I don't like that. It's a bad AI. Yeah. So he's now purposely losing, which kind of sucks. I think to make it better, we need to add some velocity to the paddle when the ball hits so that I can do like a trick shot, not like that. But if I move it up, the ball will go in a different direction based on the speed that I hit the ball and the angle. Anyway, so we now have like a core game loop. All of that is essentially semi-production mode. Let's just build a really quick database so that we can Cyberpunk, Superbase is always going to be the best one you can use, and it's cheap. So we just need to get a non-public. So to use Superbase, we need a new file, a .env. So your env is your environment variables, if you don't know what that is. And it allows your application to connect directly to whatever it is it needs. And in this case, it's Superbase, secret key. Actually, that's... You can use whatever name you want for it, but it does tend to like certain names. So I've got that anon key and the secret key from the start, but you can go to project settings. You can go to API keys and you can get those 2 keys again. And then go to data API to get the URL. And we can go Superbase URL. So I'm not going to tell you about database safety yet. but how I'm going to do this is not the right way. In order to use Next.js API, you need to use Next Public in front of it. But this will expose your keys in the browser, and anyone will be able to take those keys, look in your database, and even write to your database depending on how you set it up. So this is not the best way to do it, but for an MVP, this is the fastest way. Ideally, you create your own, you'd make an API route for it, but we're not going to worry about it today. For now, we'll save that. The env should never get loaded up to GitHub. Like, it's your secrets. Only you should ever know about it. It's your keys to everything. Wallet addresses, secret phrases, all that sort of stuff if you use them. So I have taken a screenshot of these three and just pasted it in here so it can see those headers. Now I'm going to say I want to build a database and start recording data first. Let's just go with username, last score. Let's just go high score, actually. High score. Simple. We just and wallet address. So the wallet address is the unique identifier for every single player. Simple. We just want to record the above data so that we can create a leaderboard and track player scores. Please create me the SQL query. I can use the Superbase. I'm just going to point up this. I added the keys to my env already. See image. Then create my API routes to write and read from my database. So we're going to one-shot this. It should not be difficult to do what we're about to do, but Cursor sometimes has problems. It's also important to note that Cursor is now built to not be able to read the env. It's impossible to let it read it because people put in secret phases for their wallets so they can pay people out without a transaction. You got API keys for like Twitter, for Superbase, all that sort of stuff. Basically, if your keys get leaked, they have access to your shit. And Next Public also leaks your keys, but we're not going to worry about it today. Okay, so this is our SQL query. So what we're going to do is copy this, go to our database, and on the left-hand side here, we've got table editor. Right now it's empty. We can go to SQL editor. We paste in this query and run it. Success. And if there was an error, you just copy the error and you paste it into Cursor, table editor, and now we have our player scores. So this table set up, we can start to record data into. How do we record data into our table? We need to create APIs. So it's building the APIs now. And the reason why Next.js is superior to everything else is it's the only stack that has built-in APIs. So this API routing, no other stack does it. And if you didn't have this, you would have to set up a second server just to be able to host and run those APIs. It's simply not worth the time. You can create this and connect directly to Superbase or your database using these API routes. So what this one does is this will this will fetch scores based on a wallet. This will fetch a leaderboard. We aren't saving. I'm guessing it's just going to do it in there anyway. So it's going to validate the wallet address just to check what player is playing. No player found if there's error. And it's pretty simple. So like this is easy, guys. Very, very easy. It's just about knowing what to use. So the lib is basically all of the interface that it's going to save, how it's going to save it. So what I'm going to do now is it's frozen again. So we've already done this. Let me just double check it's the same. Maybe it's not. Let's have a look. No, it is. We're not going to do it again. So it's got the API routes created. Cool. Run the SQL, install dependencies. Did it? Okay. So we do npm install. Because it added Superbase into our package, we have to do npm install. So we've ran it. So the only thing we don't have is how we're going to enter the username. So can you update the main menu that when a player connects their wallet for the first time, they get a prompt to enter a username. A player must have a username in order to play the game. So you also need to add a play restriction if the connected wallet doesn't have a username. So it should be able to reuse the APIs we've got. So it's done the npm install. I'm going to wait till it does this before we do the test. And did it update the leaderboard as well? Save scores instead of local storage, which is good. Cool. Okay, so it hasn't done the leaderboard yet, and we can do that next. $71 for main menu. So that's a lot of code that it's just added. That's fine because it's checking if the connected wallet has a username. You do want to be careful if it does add like a whole heap of code. Sometimes Cursor will add code without fixing code, which can be insanely frustrating. And so what you've seen me do today is like just raw editing. It would be 10 times faster to have a conversation with Cursor first, build out a one-page document of your entire game, what you want, how it would work, the database you would use, give it all of the API keys before you even start. If you build that entire one-pager, it will, if it's like a game like this, it will be able to one-shot the entire thing. And all you will be doing after that is just bug fixing. And then you'd be essentially be able to have this game built instantly. So it took me an hour and a half so far. Like, this kind of thing could take 30 minutes. Okay, so that's good. Now, update the leaderboard to include the name and the score. Obviously, with the highest score at the top. Let's just do, we'll do top 10, but also show the connected players' current high score, so they can see how far away they are from the top 10. So say there's 500 people playing, like they might be ranked 357. We want to be able to see their rank so they know how far away they are from getting to top 10. Instead of just displaying top 10, we can show them their standing. And it also gives them the desire, you know, if the top 11, they're probably going to play another game. So it is adding code and creating problems, but it's fine. So we've got use client error again. Because it's a phaser game, you don't need use client. If it was just a website, you'd probably use it. So we can just delete it out. And the opposite is also true. If it wasn't a phaser game and if it was just an XJS application and it didn't have use client, you would need to add it in there. But it's very obvious when you get that error. So it apparently has already done the leaderboard. Let's play. So what we're going to do is this next folder is a cache of your previously built build. I could definitely run it again and it would likely work, but to be safe, I'm going to delete that cache. That next folder, the cache is gone. And then when I do npm run dev, it will rebuild that next folder and it's got a new cache, but it's likely the same cache as before anyway. So we're going to refresh and it's going to compile. Now this UI is pretty bad, but we did it in like 2 seconds, so it's not important. But like I said, if you want like really, really nice UIs, use Rive. Rive easily is the best thing so far. My team, Garni, has been using it, and we've been making incredible UIs. I sound like Donald Trump. All right. Right, so my wallet is previously cached, so it's already connected. I need to set username to play. Checking username connected. I think what's happened is because my wallet was already connected, I didn't get prompted after I connected my wallet. So we're going to disconnect. We're going to select wallet. Checking username. Okay, it's actually failing at the moment. Okay. It's just really slow. Could be my computer. So Donald Trump, save username. And let's go to our database. And we now have Donald Trump with my wallet address. It's put in a user ID. It's not important. And my high score, created at, updated at. Okay, so perfect. Now we play, and let's see if we can get a score. Oh, I need to get out of console. Let's go to this one. Yeah, you got to refresh if you change the size. And so it's really slow to check the database. I think it might just be my laptop, but that's not really good enough. This could be a problem here. Let's just copy this, paste it in. Why is it so slow to get my username from the database? So generally it's instant. You shouldn't have a delay. And let's play it. Oh, this isn't easy. It refreshed because it was doing some stuff on the main page. 97 problems. What did it do? On the server side, it's not though, it's client. Okay. So it needs to rebuild. And this is an issue of us building something and changing the requirements later. It needs to rebuild the entire game, which is really annoying. What happened to my screen? It's gone orange. I think I need to restart my laptop. Is it night mode? Turn off. Oh, thank you. Turn that off entirely. All right. I don't think I'm going to continue with this because this has to rebuild the entire game outside of this, which it should have done from the start. It's stupid for it to build a phaser game inside the page. This should just host the game that's built outside. Yeah, we're not going to continue. It would have been able to do it, but I'm not going to worry. So what I did there was I went back to my previous prompts before I told it everything was slow, yada, yada. And I entered it again, and I should have shown you, but it said continue and revert. So I reverted all of the changes it just did. We're back to where we were before. Unfortunately, it's still going to be slow when we connect. But right now, we just want to test if we can get a high score. And I'm winning without trying. So I think what we'll do, or what we would do if we were going to build it more, is make it so the AI is easy at the start and then progressively gets harder and harder to play. So let's just test that this works. You're right, man. You've missed most of it, but I did record, so you can watch it later if you need. Cool. All right, so now let's just lose. We've got 13 points. All right, so we'll probably put a button in here to say go back to main menu. But for now, we'll just, okay, never mind. That's what it does anyway. So start new game. Payment successful down here. computer scores. I don't think I updated the high score. It did not. So it did not update my score in Superbase when I lost and decided not to continue. Please review the process of saving a player's score in Superbase. And just paste the last logs because it shows the computer 5, me 13. High scores. It's gonna be slow to load. Donald Trump is number 1 with 0 score. Once we've done this, we'll finish up. Where we at? So, another score. Right, so this route here, now save. I don't know why I would need to update the wallet. Update game over. Fix API route. All right, let's try it again. All right, so it's a little bit faster with pulling the username, but still it's been built incorrectly. All right, so we start a new game. Takes us back, and you can see in the logs here, score saved successfully. So if we go to here, it's 0. Let's refresh. 8. Did I get 8? I did. So now we can go to high scores, and there is an 8 there. The leaderboard looks kind of crap. Let's remove the dates from the leaderboard. We don't need them. But that's pretty much done. So now what we can do, if we want to deploy it, we can go to Vercel. And let's see, how do I deploy to Vercel from terminal? If we go Vercel login, continue with GitHub. So I'm logging into Vercel through the terminal, so I don't have to create a GitHub repo for it. And then Vercel push, Vercel help. Deploy the current directory. I think we can just go Vercel. Okay, set up and deploy. Yes. Obelisk. No. Cyberpol. In the roots. No. I don't care about that. Just standard, mate. Just deploy my damn... What do you mean? Project names can be up to 100 characters long. Must be lowercase. Okay, let me just... What a pain. So I'm just going to rename it. I don't think it's going to make a difference. And we just open a new window. It won't be able to find the previous folder, so we just open the new folder. We just lost all of our chat history, but that's fine. It's irrelevant now. So open workshop 1 Cyberpunk, and let's try to deploy the vessel again. Yes. No. Cool. So we do need to add our EMVs. So we copy, highlight all of them, copy, come to our new production deployment, settings, environment variables, paste them in here, save, and redeploy. I know it was quick, but you can just watch this again later to see the exact process. So we can see the deployment. So it's deploying now. So just cancel out of that for now and do npm run build. So this will check if there's any errors, and it will tell us if we're going to be able to deploy it successfully or not while it's deploying. But it's sometimes faster to do it here. So npm run build will try and compile the entire project. If there's an error, it will give you that error, and then you can copy and paste it into the chat, and it will try and fix it for you. Just be careful with running npm build and having AI fix it, because it will either fix something that's not meant to be there, this is irrelevant, or it will try and build something that's not meant to be there into your game or your deployment. So you just have to make sure it's extra careful. I'm not using Jest. Can we ignore it? So the build error is going to be it's not even Jest, it's something else. I think it's because how we built the game into the page. Okay, so it's ignoring Jest now, which is good. And it's doing some other shit I didn't ask it to do, but that's fine. I'm sure it's not going to break it. So we'll just cancel it there, stop it, keep all, and it's going to run the build for us here. You can let it do it itself, and it will actually fix itself and just keep going. Again, that's just that jest bullshit. Doesn't matter. Let's go. Usually it wouldn't take this long to deploy. So we're going to deploy it again. It should ignore jest in production, but just for the sake of it, please remove this error so I can build either ignore or remove it. So this just needs to add dumb shit like that. Just let it build. That build failed as well, but not with jest, with the server issue that we had before. So let's just push that up. So it's able to build successfully in my local environment, but because of how we've built this project, it's a little bit more complicated because it manually did it and it built the whole game in this page. Never build the entire game in page, build it separately. Page should just import it there. And if you are like have a platform where you've got a landing page, that's what you'd have in page. But for the game, you import it or you direct it to a different page. Never build your main components in here. I only did it because I wanted to get it done fast. All right, going for try 4 on the Vercel. Don't care about the jest error anymore. It says it fixed this. It's trying to access window object during server-side rendering. Cool. So it's going to go in circles trying to fix jest. And look, this error is coming back again. Basically, I just need to remove jest from my computer completely. It's not even used. It wouldn't even come up on yours. It's just that my laptop suffers from me vibe coding really early on and not knowing what to do. But hopefully this goes through. It's creating the build now. Pinot as well is relevant. still didn't build. I'm probably not going to spend all my time here trying to build it. What I should have done from the very beginning is not built my game in the page, and it's 100% the reason why this isn't building right now. See, so this error is just going to continue. But yeah, I mean, that's it. Building is not fun. It never is. And you can go in circles sometimes. You can completely break the project sometimes by building. Because it doesn't know, it has no idea what's going on here sometimes. And so when it builds, it starts to remove things, starts to add things, and all of a sudden goes to production, deploys, but it doesn't look like your game anymore at all. Same shit. We're not gonna, we're done here. All right, so that's the game, guys. Like, there's no way I'm gonna sit through all that shit. What's happened is we've built our game in server side when it should be in the client side. The difference between that is anything in the app folder is server side, anything outside of it is client side. You don't need to know the difference, but don't build anything in server side except for your page, your layout, your globals, and your API. Everything else needs to be built outside of your app folder.